I was the first in the family to earn a degree, but my brother Gene and my sister Ray did also, and each went on to earn master's degrees. While I had job offers and the draft was no longer in effect, I decided I should perform military service for my country. As a young boy, I had read biographies of great American explorers and leaders and noted all had performed military service, most under arduous circumstances. As a Christian, I read in the Bible about the example of Cornelius and other centurions, praised by Jesus. My father had always spoken highly of the Marines, so I signed up with them. I ran more cross-country miles in 10 weeks than I'd ever run in my life. I walked more miles in 10 weeks with a pack than I'd ever walked in my life. I learned about drill, the M16 rifle, the fire team, and squad tactics. I finished officer candidate school and was commissioned a second lieutenant. I proceeded to attend the basic school for officers, my military occupational specialty school, and traveled to my first duty station. My original plan had been to serve my time and go on to get a master's degree in business. During my first assignments, I discovered I had a talent for logistics and combat cargo. I extended my time on active duty to serve a tour on a naval vessel and travel to overseas ports. I met an American lady, got married, changed my career plans to stay in the Marine Corps, and moved to North Carolina to start a family. After 12 years in the Marine Corps, I was passed over for promotion and prepared to leave the Marine Corps at just the time Desert Storm preparations were underway. Because of my experience and recommendations from my superiors, I was selected as a gunnery sergeant in the United States Marine Corps Reserve and assigned to an air defense unit in Marietta, not far from Atlanta. I enjoyed working with the Reserve Marines. They made it pretty easy for me to make certain that their abilities were on par with active duty Marines. I returned after 20 years and always marveled, I retired after 20 years and always marveled at how my time had been so quiet. When I retired from the Marine Corps, my father told me he was proud of me. I was very pleased to hear that. After leaving the Marine Corps, I found a job that evolved into information technology positions with several companies. The people I worked with were exceptional, and the office culture was superb. Unfortunately, those positions required many more hours of work, many during the weekend, and more travel time than I had in the Marine Corps. Sadly, this is when my first marriage ended. Later, I met Wynn, and after hours of online chats and 2 visits to China, I married her. I've truly never been happier. My heart has been filled with joy when my family is around me. God has blessed me mightily. I'm thankful and so proud of her and my youngest son, Lucky. I'm also proud that my older sons, Kevin, David, and Daniel, have each finished college, and am sure that they will become useful persons. In December 2006, colon cancer was discovered during a colonoscopy. While treated during the first 6 months of 2007, in December 2007, a later scan showed that the cancer metastasized to the liver, and I have been under treatment since then. In September 2009, I had a liver resection and radiation therapy, but after chemo during 2010, the nodes continued to spread and grow. Wynn has been by my side the entire time. I always wondered why my Marine Corps time was so quiet. I know God does not task us beyond that which we are capable, so I wondered if it was due to my shortcomings. I have come to the realization that all was to prepare and teach me. I've had the opportunity to reflect on those things while in my weakened physical state that I can accomplish. My parents have both gone to be with the Lord. I marveled at their spirit of hospitality and generosity to the young military men who attended the churches we went to. I have chosen to help the poor as best I can. God is the defender of widows and orphans, as well as the poor. He asks us who are Christians to provide assistance. He does not tell us to pick and choose which poor people to help. God bless you, and I'll see you when Jesus returns. Until then, God willing, I'll muster with the other Marines, attend to my assigned duties, and wait until Jesus returns. That concludes the one that Mark wrote for himself, and this will begin the one that I prepared.